everyone. Welcome back to
Is the bot
Conversation
in here?
Street. I don't need the bot. Shut up, Dan.
Oh,
Anyhow, but thank you. I am your host, Dragon Cobru, also known as Doug, and here are my hosts today: the milk moth legend of the Mothman, Lamp,
Thank you.
and the
fucking
retired,
wacko.
the fired pink slip mall cop, Dan 240p.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know that. Then we got. Oh wait, Alpha's not here. Damn,
The
he's on
Bitcoin
his. He's
assassin
on.
is on another task.
Yeah, he wants to become if Agent 50, 69. No, 68. Yeah, no. Well, whatever. But point is, he's not here. And we got a special guest today. A lot of people may know this whole situation, but the one that we know that from Tommy C's like, is it getting so? But anyhow, is known as Extreme Dad. Woo! Hello.
What's going on, buddy?
Hello. Yeah,
Hello.
Tommy can be a little bit eccentric sometimes, but that's why we love him.
That's
Yeah,
right.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a
Hell yeah,
eccentric, but
brother.
we love him.
Yeah,
But
Tommy's
at
an
least
entertainer.
yeah, at least he didn't call you a PDF file or
No,
anything,
no.
which is, that's which is good because that's the type of person Tommy C is.
Yeah,
He's not like that.
he's shown me a lot of love and a little bit of hate, but
Yeah.
mostly love over the years, and I'm very grateful for him helping expose my story and getting it out there and letting me come on his show, and you know we got a
Yeah,
lot of history.
exactly. Right. And also, yeah, that's kind of the reason why I wanted to bring you on today was I wanted to get your side of the story. And I know Lamp and Dan have some questions to ask you. So,
Yeah.
and it may be hard questions, so we could make sure we get everything addressed. And and then also let's see how everything unfolds. All
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
All right.
Let me
The
just
I'm
make
here
a
question.
for it.
PSA real quick. I'm not gonna go as hard on Extreme Dad as people might expect because like I already know the full story, right? So I don't really need to go very fucking hard on him, but I will
Oh, now
go
you just
decent.
really wasted my point there, Dan. Thank you. But anyhow,
Bring it on.
Yeah,
I can
just for
handle
you,
it. Do
Doug.
your
Just
worst.
for you. All right, I'll
You
do
got
he's
my
somewhere to
no,
worst.
hide.
Let's see.
yeah,
I'm here
he's
for it.
extreme dad. He can handle it. Okay.
Yeah. All
Exactly.
right. Well, I
Like I
guess
said, I've
you're
been called
right.
worse by better. It's okay.
All right. Now,
Okay, gotcha.
okay. Now, we wanted. My question is, what brought you into this commentary field? What got you into it, or in the political sense, whatever? Extreme dad.
A guy who goes by the name Faraday Speaks or Caleb Kane. He made a video I think in 2018 or late 2019 or early 2019. That was him talking about why he left or how he used to be a conservative, but watching Destiny change his mind and now he's progressive.
Hmm.
Um, and it just came off as so like counterfeit and fake to me, and I could just
Yeah,
tell he was lying. Like a lot of these people do, they pretend to be conservative, like, but they don't
but
actually
not really.
understand what that even means.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah, we call those
Yeah.
yeah,
grifters on the internet.
Yeah, grifters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, so from Faraday Speaks, I learned about Pig Puncher or Xander Hall, and from Xander Hall, I learned about Vaush. And then one day I was just in Vaush's chat, and I was just talking in the chat, and he called me up on stream, and that was the start of my career.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, this kind of leads up to my next question. What made you decide to go into Vosh's Discord and into his community?
Well, it was exactly that. I mean, I was browsing YouTube one day, and I just this guy Vosh was live. It was just recommended to me in my feed, probably from
Hmm.
watching Pig Puncher's videos, Xander Hall's videos.
Yeah.
And so I just hopped in and I would listen to him for a few minutes, and then I was just like, started talking in the chat. I was just like, "Why are you guys listening to this dude just lie to you? Like, he's totally like nothing he's saying is right. It's all bullshit. Like, why
Mhm.
is this appealing?" And he was just like, "Hey, why don't you come on stream?" He was like, "Here's an invite to my Discord server," and so I did. And after we debated that night, I actually stayed around, like talking in the VCs, and
Mhm.
got a little bit of a cult following, and like people liked talking to me, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and so
Mhm.
I kind of just liked being in a space that was a little bit not like maybe a little bit antagonistic, maybe like a little bit like I was the odd one out, but I kind of
Right.
thrived in that. Like, you know, I kind of enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying, because some people like to engage in that type of a field. There's like one thing my family always told me, like when you go to at the dinner table, never talk about politics or religion, but some people do dabble in that, and I'm not against it, especially if you want to bring up your good counterpoints. But what ended up happening towards you was really unjustified
Yeah, it's
and
taking
It
team
was it
sports
unfair.
was
to an
just a
extreme.
total fucking setup.
Yeah, because we're dealing with Vaush, by the way, we're dealing with a narcissist. The narcissist
Absolutely.
that wants to have a narrative, and I think he did not like what you were trying to do, disrupt his whole narrative to the point where he ended up looking, like he had to get you to expose you, to label you, because that's the type of person he is. He didn't care what it was. He had to do it just to suit his own narrative and to make you look bad. So
Doug, I might have something else as well that might be a thing as well. On top of
go ahead,
that.
Dan. Go
So
ahead, Dan.
Extreme Dad, you said you were hanging out in the VCs. You were pretty popular. You were the odd one out. You were like, people like talking to you. You like talking to them, right?
Yeah,
So what if Vosh was jealous? What about that? I'm pretty sure you mentioned this before, but I can't remember. But honestly, I think Vosh was kind of jealous that you were getting traction there. He wanted you gone. He was jealous, and he also wanted to push a narrative. So he did all this shit to get you out. What like? Do you think that? Do you think that might be the case?
yeah. I think that it's definitely like a combination of both of those things. I think that he saw me, and you can go and like the logs still exist in his server. If anybody's in there, you can go and see. Like if you just search my name, like there were people who really enjoyed having me around, and I think
Yeah.
that and also like I came on and like debated him and twice actually, but I don't really, at least in my opinion, don't really come across as like the villain that most people think conservatives are.
Oh,
Um,
you were just like having a conversation with him,
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
basically.
I
it
mean,
wasn't
yeah,
as
that's kind of closer
antagonistic.
to
Well,
reality, though. It's like
Yeah, exactly. I think so
realistically,
too.
people are just gonna be people, and it's not like
yeah.
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 yeah, it's not like
And I
you're
think
an
that
entirely different species because you think on the other side of the political spectrum. It's
Right.
like at the
exactly.
end of the day, we're all just fucking people, and we all have to work
And I think
together
that that kind of went against
somehow.
his narrative and like went
Yes.
against what he was kind of like pushing. And I think he was intimidated by that. And he also deeply despises anyone like getting any sort of clout or following or popularity off of him, like out of him, basically.
Yeah.
And so I
The
think he just
jealousy,
saw
man.
me.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like
he
two
saw
things.
me
Yeah, there's like
in
two
there.
things I see. It's like one, you're on the other side of the political spectrum, and like all this political shit kind of gets to be like team sports in some instances, and
Right. It's
yeah,
like
Yes,
an
it's just
extreme
it's
way.
just a really greasy and shitty tactic to like remove
Right.
somebody that's arguing
Because
against you,
right,
and
Yeah,
because
and he
then
that's
was
what
ahead of his time too.
right. And
and
the
then yeah,
whole
like the
thing
second
is
thing
that I've
like it's
been
been
noticing
mentioned.
that the
I'm sorry.
oh, so okay, yeah. What I was just gonna say is that he's painting all conservatives, anybody that's on the right, that they're all evil, which is not even true. They're just have their own beliefs and standards on things. Yes, they're against abortion and not and also not like you gotta you gotta work for your money. There's like there's nothing that's not
No,
evil,
I mean,
but
calling
no,
somebody a
everybody
pedophile is
wants
an
to.
easy removal tool in like the political
Right,
spaces
and then you
because
want to
Oh
it's
be
like
fuck
taken
yeah,
it's one of the
serious.
most unforgivable things. So,
And I
like,
do have a
it tends to
video
be thrown
that
He
against
was ahead
people
of his
that you
extreme.
he was
want
ahead of his
removed.
time
Go
because
ahead. Hmm.
nowadays you wouldn't even bat an eyelash at this happening. Nowadays it's totally commonplace. But
yeah.
back then, like it was really unheard of, and so he was definitely ahead of his time.
Yeah, and like the other thing
But
I was
yeah,
mentioning though, like the other reason I could see him doing it is like you guys mentioned and touched on earlier. Like, he's in Vosh's Discord server and he's like, getting people a lot of people acting friendly to him. And
Yeah.
I've seen this before in like the gaming communities and shit that I've been a part
Oh
of as a
yeah.
streamer
It works. It
on
works the
Twitch.
same
And
way.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you get a lot of like friendly correspondence in a content creators Discord. They can definitely get a bit jealous about that and just like
Right.
do something really shitty just to get you out of there so that you're
Right. And especially
Oh,
because they
this
get
is what.
paranoid about their like clout. It's really
Right. And
fucking
this is
it's
dumb.
what.
all jealousy from here. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Doug.
And this is what Keemstar said, by the way, that if you're gonna make a drama, now I could be misquoting it. If you're gonna make a drama, make the other person look like that they started it, and you could take all of their audience from them. You know,
Yeah.
that's just how it is. It's like yes, whether if it's commentary or or something in the on the politics or gaming, it's all the same tactics. And yeah, and when label someone as a pedophile, and especially if it's different states, people, what you could have win a defamation case, but it's kind of hard to take them to court when you're living in different states and stuff, or let
yeah, and
alone
I
in
don't really
country.
believe in defamation. I think defamation is fake. I don't. The truth is that I can say whatever I want about like whoever I want, and there's nothing they can do about it. And the same is true
Why
for
why
me.
do you
Like
say that?
because like you're not going to take somebody to court and sue them for defamation and win anything of substance. Like you're just not going to do it. Like it just doesn't happen. Like
I mean,
you
you
can
have
look
to
at so
prove
many.
damage.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to
you have to
already
Yeah,
be
prove
it's
rich.
kind of
Yeah,
hard
you
to
have to
do it.
already be rich to win the
it is
suit.
hard to
Yeah.
do. Don't get me
And you
wrong,
have to be rich to, yeah, like Lampus
but
said,
It's
you have to
hard
be
also,
rich
enough.
to do it as well.
but it is to teach the person a lesson that they can't do that, and you can,
But
you know,
unfortunately, they can. We just live in a world where they can, and there's like nothing that I can do about it. Like it's not like there's not some legal system out there. There's not some like legal instrument to which I can make Vosh pay for his actions. Like unfortunately, that has to be social. That has to be like implemented
Yeah.
in through some other means. But legally, unfortunately, on the internet, people can say whatever they want, and there's nothing we can really do
yeah,
about it.
it's
Yeah.
unfortunately yes, and
Yeah.
also you have given me a video, and I'm gonna try to show it as best as I can. So we're gonna react to it since we got OBS on. So everybody get in.
Oh, shit, I can't see it. Hold on. Yeah, my
And I
fucking
think that
Discord's acting up. There we go. It's going on. Yeah,
All
what'd you
right.
have to
and
say?
I
Yeah,
I
this is
think it's
a
important to
segment
just
on
keep in
Vosh's
mind while we're
stream
watching this.
about this whole fake allegation that ended up
Yeah.
surfacing.
Okay, go ahead, Extreme Dad.
And I just think it's important to keep in mind while we're watching this that every single thing, every word, every sentence, every paragraph, the entire video as a whole, everything is a lie. Like every single thing that he says is untrue,
Right.
and that's hard to do. It's difficult to keep lying like this. So I just think it's impressive, just like the extent to which he went about this, and it's also evil and cruel and malicious and
Right.
wrong. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Hold on.
anyhow,
I have something to say before we play the video. Extreme Dad, there's gonna be something coming up. I'm gonna question you on it. I saw something in the video. I'm gonna question you on it. Yeah. Not that. Go back to the video. Go back to the video.
Okay. What do you want me to? So I should start playing it now?
You should start playing the video, but you're not on the video.
I am. Wait, what?
What the
Hold on.
fuck? No, you're not.
Oh, lol. We do that
Lamau.
again.
Lamau.
Okay, yeah. Make sure that it's not in there, Lamp. Okay.
Yeah, not yet anyway, or unless.
All right.
I don't know.
There we go. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll have to cover it up. But anyhow, okay. There we
Yeah.
go.
There we go.
All right.
Extreme Dad, it doesn't take much to manipulate people into believing that you flirted with a 14-year-old with cringy pickup lines when we have screen caps of you flirting with someone who you believe to be a 14-year-old girl using cringy pickup lines. It's actually a really easy sort of draw on my part. And the next person, Extreme Dad, who is a pedophile, has my picture as his profile. That's nice. I like that.
So,
Anyway, holy shit. Every single time... He actually is a pedophile. We have banned him from our... I'm not joking. Extreme Dad, we banned...
I just want to mention, this is when Vaush exposed Flamenco for like making multiple accounts to talk about him.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. So what? I
Right.
mean, that's Kiwi Farms.
I
Well,
mean, it's
I
just
don't
it's a
think
bit
he-
of
I don't-
funny flamenco lore, though. It's like funny how it's
Yeah,
like
it is.
how
It
all
is.
these
That-
like weird stories like connect and weave.
And I don't think he
webs.
was actually making a
in
bunch
these
of accounts. I
communities.
think it was an issue of a VPN where they were all using the same VPN, and that was the
Right.
IP that he was. That's why there were similar IP addresses on.
Oh, okay. So we don't even know, like, according to Xander Hall or Vaush, yeah, that that's not even credible enough because they don't even show receipts to
Right.
to the contrary. So yeah, and just goes to show this is narcissist behavior. Anyhow,
Right.
banned him from we banned him from our Discord server because he was flirting with 14-year-old girls, saying like or something like, I can be your daddy, I go rough or some shit like that, knowing that they were 14. We had to ban him from the server for that. We've got screen caps, logs, everything.
All
It's
right. This is where
incontrovertible.
you show the fucking screen caps or the logs. You don't fucking hold out like that. If you're gonna
Exactly.
expose
Right,
somebody,
right.
you better have the fucking receipts.
Well, what
for
he's
it.
doing right here is he's leveraging his trust, the trust that his audience places in him.
Yeah,
He's
trust me,
leveraging
bro.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in place of evidence. He knows he doesn't have evidence to prove it. So instead, he's just like, he knows his audience will trust him enough to where they don't really need to see it. With an allegation this heavy, he knows that he can get away with it and he doesn't have to show it. Luckily,
And it's-
because he doesn't have it. But I
Right,
just think
it's-
that it's like extra
go ahead.
despicable because he knows what he's saying is untrue. And yet he says it to his audience with the intent to deceive and defraud him because he knows that they will grind me to dust under the hate, harassment, and abuse that will follow. And he does it like intentionally. He doesn't put my name in the video. The video is called Flamenco's a Lunatic Stalker. But he knows that enough people will watch it that it will spread the allegation without giving me the credit of like actually putting my name in the title,
Right, because it's narcissist behavior. He knows what he's doing, but the problem is, yeah, you have to kind of like prove intent, which is, by the way, he is kind of doing if you look hard enough. It is in prove intent that he is saying, "Oh, that you flirted with a 14-year-old and blah blah
Well,
blah."
this
We
entire
banned.
thing is intentional. It's intentional malice. It really is. I mean,
Yes.
there's no accidents here. He's saying
No.
things that he knows is a lie. He's fabricating this stuff. He's saying things like, just keep playing it. We'll see. But you'll see that these malice, that the lies are maliciously intended. They're intended to
Anyway.
incite his audience to harass me.
Exactly. Here we
So-
go.
A fun harem of pedophiles and the mentally ill here in the SpreadTube Kiwi Farms thread, which is great. Just so everybody knows, we have a person in our Discord server who occasionally, when they feel as though there might be creepos around, pretends to be 14 to see if they can bait any creepos. Doing God's work, right? I actually know this person. They're like 27. I've talked to them for quite a while, so not actually 14. Anyhow, there are logs of this person saying,
That's
I am
entrapment.
14.
Yeah, but you know what? But here's the thing: there is a thing that you can do that civilians have that right to do. The only thing the entrapment law is that can't be used with law enforcement. Law enforcement can't do that.
Well, and it
But
doesn't matter because I didn't take the
right,
bait. Like it's like they
no,
didn't
you
entrap me
didn't.
into anything.
Yeah,
So
you didn't say
Yeah, and I
anything
also
remotely out of pocket that would warrant you
no
being like ran off the internet by any means.
right,
right.
and also, well, let's continue on.
And
Yeah,
Extreme
continue to read that.
Dad
There's something coming up that I want to ask Extreme Dad about.
Okay, when you get there, just tell me to pause, Dan.
being like, I can be your daddy. I'm here for this shit. I want to do this perfectly.
Also, let it be known for the record that he sucks ass at Resident Evil.
And continuing to
Yes.
deliberately flirt
Yeah.
with a person who was posing as 14. And this was after, and this was made known only after Extreme Dad got banned from Destiny's Discord server for also apparently flirting with a 14-year-old.
Okay, to pause this. So this is when he got banned, but it had nothing to do with. It's just interrupting debates, basically.
I
And
think that's a gay reason to ban somebody, to be honest. Debate.
I mean, but that's if it's in the rules, then yeah, you can't do that.
Is that
But other
actually a
than that,
rule? Is that actually a fucking rule, or is that just?
I don't
Oh, that's
know.
a
And
mute. That's a mute.
I was only muted for that. Like I was
Oh
banned
yeah,
for
that makes sense.
something else. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let us continue on, and then if you want to ask that question, Dan, just say to me, applause right here for a
Yeah, and I
sec.
mean, it says the ban reason here is like threatening multiple people, including Destiny. I mean,
Which
like,
did happen.
yeah,
Okay, so
It
fair
wasn't my
enough.
best
Well,
moment, but
yeah.
yes, it did.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which is not
I thought
not
those were like
fucking
two bands.
reciprocating
Stupid.
messages like inappropriately with Amanu.
yeah,
Like
if
Vosh is
that's
doing here.
Yeah,
if that's
just-
flirting
yeah.
with a 14-year-old, I don't know what is.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, the reason why he says that is to increase my culpability. He says like,
Exactly.
oh, so it's a pattern of behavior. Like this is something that he's doing in multiple places. It's a problem. Like
And
he's making people
mhm.
believe that I'm a predator. Like when that's not true.
And what's even funny, that when he says that, that is the ultimate deflection I've ever heard when it comes,
Yeah.
speaking of
It's
him, but
fucking
we'll get
funny.
into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into it later. Let's continue the video.
Hyena. Extreme Dad, when there's smoke, there's fire, and we literally have screen caps of you doing it. Why lie to yourself? Extreme Dad, why can't you just come out and say, I'm a proud ephebophile, and
More like he is, but
I want to absolutely clap some underage cheeks?
with my horse dick.
Extreme Dad, what truth are you telling? Also, should I ban you from this? I don't want you like courting any kids here. We have like a DM system over this website. How many chicks are you messaging right now, Extreme Dad? I know a few of them that are underage. I'm not giving you their names.
Calm down, Seabiscuit.
Why would you
That was the
lie and
most
Dude,
say
why
that
did that
they
sound like the
Yep.
scream? That sounds like the
That was
scream
the
he did
most
when he fucking got his
underwhelming.
shoulder.
He did scream, but the reaction was so underwhelming. But whatever.
It was
is what
so
it is.
yeah, it is. Play it.
messaged you and you told them to get the fuck out when there were screen caps of that not happening? You know when you told
Yeah, and
them to
there's
get
screen
the fuck
caps
out
that you're not
when you
showing, like the
realized that you were
one, like the one screenshot that says from Extreme Dad that says he's not okay engaging with people under 18. Like, did he not show
Yeah.
that one? Because that was part of it.
Yeah.
being lied to about them being 14. You were like, yes, I can't wait to slurp up the delicious nectar of this underage milady.
Oh, look at that.
And then
He
you
failed to quit
realized that
time.
she was 27 and you
No,
were
his
like,
health was already low.
I'm not a fucking necrophile.
So
I'm getting out of here.
God, you might need to blur that shit
They
out.
show the
That's
screen cap.
disturbing.
No. I mean, I could. Hyena has them, I know.
why does Hyena have it and you don't? I don't get it.
You know what's disturbing?
That's so
Dan?
stupid.
His face.
No,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, about Vaush, those fucking screenshots that were in the Willie Mac video. of him
Oh
talking
my
about the
god,
gecko.
you're
Yeah,
right.
that's
Put that
fucking
shit up on
disturbing.
screen. Put
Yeah,
that
that's
shit up
fucking
on
disturbing. I'll
screen.
have to find it after this so
Yeah,
I
you'll have to
can, but
find it, but
let's
put it
just.
up in the post
Yeah.
production
Yeah,
or
that
whatever.
was
All right.
really fucking disgusting, man. Like, what the
Now
fuck?
there's
Why do
something
Mm,
you
coming
post
up. I didn't even
anything of
talk
that
about it
sort?
yet.
Why
yeah.
would you
Hold on.
think
Yeah.
about anything like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
continue the video. We have some screen caps that I want to talk about. I think they're coming up. Play it.
All
They
right.
said they were over 14 over voice chat. After that, he engaged in DM flirting. Yeah, where he talked about if he could be her daddy, and she was like, "You don't mind that I'm young?" And he was like, "No, I don't mind." And after he got banned from Destiny's Discord for the same thing.
God damn it! Pull
Hey,
up the
Extreme Dad, what
screenshot,
did you go to
Vaush.
jail for?
Jesus.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, Extreme Dad. Said he would break all the chairs in the world to sit on her face. To a 14-year-old. Damn. What if some of those chairs belonged to 13-year-olds who would have, upon seeing you not break their chair, offered up a crumb of pussy?
What?
Oh yeah, oh, here's the screenshot.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. The
I mean,
screenshot's
and
coming up.
oh yeah. By the way, I do have the full context of this
So
conversation.
this was
Yeah.
after Ciancius was saying in a voice chat that she's 14. With other people were there to verify this.
All
By
right,
the
pause
way.
it real quick. Pause it.
Go ahead.
No, this is obviously cropped. I mean, look at the fucking bottom of the fucking page, right? It's obviously super fucking cropped. But
Yeah.
I want to know the full context behind this, Extreme Dad. So what was going on with these messages here, man?
Yeah, I mean, so basically, like a person,
You're kind
I
of
was in.
quiet. Kind of
Sure. How about
You're
now?
good. You're good
Yeah,
now.
you're
Okay,
good
now you're
now.
good. Now you're good. All right.
So
Go ahead.
basically, I was in a Discord with like a bunch of people. This was a Discord called Bunny Muse Communist Emporium. And basically we were in there taking a political compass test, and then for like an hour, and then all of a sudden one person drops out of the call and starts messaging me in DMs. And obviously like they like, I didn't really know like how to respond because they were acting kind of weird, as you can see. But
That's
but I
fucking
was
weird.
in a new place. It was my first time in the server. Like I was trying to get along. I didn't want to like start like, you know, any issues in a place where like it's already hostile enough. So I was trying
Yeah.
to like play and be cute, and like just like kind of I didn't know what they were looking for. Like obviously, in hindsight, knowing that it was all malicious from the start, like obviously like I might have changed a few things, but yeah, it was just me kind of interacting with this person who I knew to be an adult because I just listened to them talk for an hour.
Oh.
And so yeah, I was just kind of like going along with what they were saying and just like having a conversation that I didn't really know the person, but I had no reason to think like that it was going to be shown to the world.
No, yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, this
All
is
right.
like one bit that I wanted to like say. Like, if you'd only just heard them and met them like in that VC before that, like did the red flags not kind of set off when they're just being really aggressively forward with you, like opening up?
Yeah, no, it did. It definitely did. And I was just like, I was like, this is really weird. And that's why you can kind of see that in my messages that uh, I'm like, yeah, it's not really my thing when they're talking about like tying them up with rope, which like rope is
Yeah,
such an inferior bondage
That's like,
instrument. Like,
yeah, that is
have you guys
bondage.
ever seen that like tape? That tape that it only sticks to itself. Like, isn't that anyway? I
Yeah.
digress. But but anyway, long story short is that like yeah, obviously there were some red flags, and obviously like as the conversation goes on, like I tell them like, hey, I'm not really like into this, like, but again, like I said, I didn't want to like cause any
Be
problems
rude
for
or
myself or
anything.
like
Yeah.
paint myself as like an enemy right away. So I was trying to like go along to get along. But
Right.
hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, but it just again, I'm gonna show the DM conversations after this. It's just that I really, me in particular, I don't partake in this kind of thing, but everybody's different. And I'm not judging you for it, but the whole point is they were trying to entrap you with, because you were flirting with a 14-year-old but you knew right away this was an adult already. So it's not like you didn't know. You knew they were an adult. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Right. Well, like I had heard their voice. Been talking to them for an hour in the VC. Like you can tell when someone's 14, like
Possible, yes.
and
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
and so especially having complex political discussions like you would have during a political compass test, like, and so I just like I
Assume, yeah, that
yeah,
this was
I
an
had started
adult.
the conversation believing them to be an adult. So when they bring up the 14 thing, you can see I'm like really confused.
Unless if they're a prodigy child, which I highly doubt. But
But
14-year-olds
yeah,
don't know shit about politics.
I
and
know that's why I said that. Yeah,
even if they were 14, I still don't see any problem with my messages, I don't really like
yeah,
I don't really say anything that's that bad. Like I'd break every chair in the world just so you have to sit on my face. Pickup line is like kind of just like an icebreaker or something that I say to like it's mostly a joke more than a like an actual like sexually
yeah,
intended, like, you know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, they don't call me daddy for no reason. I break
Well,
every
and
chair in
that's
the
like
world, so
the
it could
the
come.
whole like they
I
don't
mean,
call
yeah,
me
it's a
daddy
bit
for no
cringy,
reason
but it's
thing.
not like it's not the end of the fucking world. But
Yeah,
it's like
but
Right,
really
right.
go ahead.
hyperbolic.
Well,
It's really
yeah, go ahead.
hyperbolic
What?
and cringy, but it's not like the fucking
Yeah,
end of the
not
world.
that.
And the
Yeah, go
and the
ahead.
whole like they don't call me daddy for no reason thing is like because like everybody was calling me extreme daddy in like the VC. And so I was just like kind of playing along,
Oh, okay,
Um
okay.
but like at the end of the day, like yeah, it's it is cringy and it is like obviously
At
like
best,
hindsight's
yes.
2020, but again, I never expected it to be shown to the world. Like I just thought this was like a private conversation that I was having.
Yeah. But let's finish this video, then we'll move on to the rest
Yeah, let's move ahead.
the full context of the messages.
Don't call me daddy for no reason. I'd break every chair in the world just so you have to sit on my face. What's DDLG? That means daddy dom little girl. You're on your own. You're okay with the fact I'm younger than daddy? Sure. Extreme Dad, this isn't a court of law. Everyone here already thinks you're a pedophile. Why not just own it? And that just Extreme Dad, I feel like the lying is like makes it work. Like if you just stood up and you were like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I do go for that sweet teen pussy, and then dropped shit and left the chat. I mean, no one would like you, but there would be a certain level of respect for your bravado, I think. I think I can speak for chat when I say that.
Which he does a lot, and that's it. Okay. Um, I'm gonna move on. So I'm gonna end that, and then I'm going to open up another screen share with the DMs.
Yeah.
So, all right. So yeah, this is the full context of this. So this is how it started from that Saturday. Question mark. You and then she says you said you were hitting on me during the test. Hi. So yeah, this is within that time. Yeah, these people are quite rude. Hmm. You like gir- trying girls up, tying girls
Yeah,
up
that's where
with
I'd be
rope.
sussed the fuck out and would just shut the conversation
Yeah,
down
yeah,
immediately. Like
like
my
what?
radar would have already went the fuck off, and I would have been like, nah, dog.
Yeah, I don't even know like where did this come up, tying girls up, and then he's like, you answered with rope. And he's like, yeah, guys tie me up for some reason. I'm like, okay, and then it's not really my thing, but I do aim to please. So whatever you want, I will provide. Which is, okay, fair enough. You could just like, okay, just aim to please. Yeah, kind of cringe, but what do you want to do? I'm pretty sub, huh? I don't get it.
Yeah,
Forgive
submissive.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, submissive. Okay.
But yeah,
All
like
right.
as
I
this
mean,
goes on, it's more obvious that it's a fucking setup. Like as it goes
yeah, it
along.
is. So
Yeah.
this is very important, this top part. So this is the crop where Vosh showed it, that the video I just showed. I mean, they don't call me daddy for no reason, and I break every chair in the world just so you have to sit on my face. What's DDLG? Which she explained. You're on your own, lol, laughing emojis like you okay with the fact I'm younger than daddy? And sure, and yeah, here's the cut off part. We're just talking, obviously. This
Which
is
shows
very
that he's
important.
talking.
So
He's just
that's
talking. He doesn't want to
so
do anything
he
like actually
he
pedophilia.
intentionally cropped this out to make you look bad. Like,
Yeah, of
what the
course.
fuck? What the
Yeah, of
fuck?
course it's cropped to make it look as bad as possible in his video, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even that. I mean, okay,
Exactly.
first of
Yeah.
all, it's like even when with the cut context, it's just cringe, but not that bad. I mean, we have to take Vosh's word for it that this is a girl that was 14. Well, first of all, why is there a fucking minor in Vosh's Discord to begin with?
Exactly.
Doesn't make
Right.
any fucking sense to me. I would not allow to have any minors in my Discord, let alone, and now that with the whole thing with Vosh exposed with the giant horse and Lolly because he's a piece of shit. But we'll get into that in a little bit. She says true. And then, I mean, I expect you to comply with the laws of where you live, and I'll do the same. Lol. Which
Yeah,
is
right
fine.
there.
Okay,
It
daddy.
says he's gonna comply with the laws, which means he's not
Yeah,
gonna
so
be a fucking
basically,
yeah, he's not gonna be
I
a
mean,
predator.
if it's okay in your state, let's go.
Well, and
But
the
if it's
reason why
not,
I said that, the
yeah,
reason why I said that was I was just like, I wasn't sure what they were talking about. Like they were like, "Are you're okay with the fact that I'm younger than you?" And I was just like, I mean, I was like, yeah, because I thought they were an adult already, so I was just like, yeah, I mean, like as long as you're not, I'm kind of hinting at like as long as you're not like too much younger than me, like you got to be
fair enough.
legal, but
Yeah,
like you know, but yeah, that's what I
but
was getting
Yeah.
anyway,
at when I said that.
And
okay,
then you
that's
and then you clarify the position at the bottom there, which is a pretty good fucking thing to do, and which
wait.
they crop this entire fucking thing out to make you look terrible. But
I
if
mean,
you see the
that's
Right,
full
right now.
fucking DMs, you look like an actual person who has some fucking decency.
all
So
right, all right. But we didn't get there yet, Dan. Just hold your
no,
horses. No, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Okay, Vosh. When I say hold your horses, it's a meaning, not literal. Okay, asshole. Anyhow, okay, daddy, sir. I look like most 14-year-olds. Ha ha. You okay with that? And then you said if you're under the age of 18, I wouldn't be a, okay with a sexual relationship with you. I will chit chat with you on a professional or personal level with though in the way that doesn't involve sexual behavior. So if you desire,
So, and I
So
get
yeah,
a lot
like
of shit for that, but like at the end of the day, like I was just like I was saying like because I'm in this like Discord server where we had just been talking for like an hour
right?
doing this political compass test, I was like, hey, if you want to chit chat in the server, like that's fine. But like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna continue talking to you like this, like if you are
yeah.
under the age of 18, which I still thought was like pretty much impossible. And so, but I just like I was just kind of confused and I was like, okay, I guess if they want to like claim to be under the age of 18, then I'll just block them. But it was just I was just really confused and I just said that like I would talk to
Yeah.
them on a professional or personal level. When I said that I just meant like in the Discord taking a political compass test or whatever. But anyway,
Yeah, you drew
Oh,
your line in the sand right there.
yeah, you do. Um, yeah, before I go on, what is this political compass test? What is that?
Yeah, it's basically to see how far right or how far left you
Oh,
are.
that's
Like
so
something
fucking
like that.
retarded. I wouldn't have even taken that test. Like, what the fuck? It's so
I think it.
stupid.
like there's multiple levels to like the political spectrum. It tells you like which one you are. Like fucking
Oh,
God, I don't know all these fucking political bullshit.
I'm
bro.
like, it's so stupid. It doesn't make any
Yeah, it's
sense
just a
to
way
me.
to further
But
divide people and
Well, I
shit
mean,
like that. It's so
everyone's
fucking
political
hilarious.
takes are going to be different fundamentally
Yeah.
because every person's
yeah,
different. But it's just
right.
like,
Yeah.
Everybody's
It's
you
like
know,
different,
what
and
like
it
not
doesn't really
everybody's going to
matter
think the
to
same
begin
on
with.
things. So putting yourself
Yeah,
on a place on a chart really doesn't matter. It should just be
yeah,
about what you believe and you know, as long as you're
exactly.
doing the right things and fucking not hurting people anyway.
Unlike some people that don't know how to, whether if they try to say that they're a socialist, which they come off very communism, and
Yeah.
I'm referring to a guy with a lot of estrogen, not Vaush, not Xanderhall,
Oh, the other
someone else.
guy who,
Yeah,
the guy
but
who can't get his
anyhow,
box
my point.
properly.
Okay, Dan, I'm making a joke, you're ruining it.
I know.
Shut up.
Go ahead. Okay, come on, let's go, let's go.
All right, okay. Oh, it's ruined anyways. But my point is that people, you got, yeah, it doesn't matter where political side you come from. We're all people, and we're dealing with a fucking narcissist that 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 doesn't like you for what reason and is jealous of you, and that tries to label you as something that you're not, and he didn't rectify to correct it. So yeah, but anyhow, let me finish this.
Yeah, let's
She
finish this.
responds with a smiling emoji. She said, "I like sexual relationships with a heart." And you ask, "How old are you?" She says, 14. Well then, I suggest you seek some what is this, lamp?
Constructive
Constructive.
lifestyle choices.
Yeah, constructive lifestyle choices. Spend less time exploiting other people with your freak ass bullshit.
I mean,
Fake
this
ass
sounds like something
bullshit.
Dan would say, not gonna lie. That's like
Yeah, question marks. That is the way
the
people
Dan
act.
would say it a lot sooner.
Yeet. So wait, you're
Yeah.
Team Yeet. It's a wrestling reference, but it's okay. But yeah, so there you have it. I'm gonna end that. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
what
just
the
with that
fuck?
context, it just shows that yeah, he purposely cropped out that to make you look like that, and that was the only thing that was the cringe thing. But you thought you were talking to an adult,
Yeah.
so
And I was.
and you were. It
Yeah,
just
it's
doesn't
like
make any sense.
it's
It's
just
so
like a blatant
stupid.
smear campaign against somebody who obviously like destroyed every fucking, let's see. What's the
And
word for it? Destroyed. God damn it. Every expectation they had, like, or their narrative, you destroyed their narrative of all right wingers being a fucking like evil motherfucker, right?
right,
And
and also,
you're making friends in their Discord server. You're pretty popular over there, and you know they're
and
just fucking jealous, and their narrative isn't
I'm
being pushed properly. So they try and do
and,
something to get you the fuck out of there.
and I'm gonna
Basically,
say
yeah.
this. I'm gonna say this. I've not seen any conservative or anybody that's on the right that is a pedophile. I could be wrong, but majority is people on the left. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but that is the
but that's
true
not all of
fact.
them. That's not all of them.
Not all of
Let's just
them,
be
but
completely,
the
let's just be
majority.
completely honest
But like,
here.
look at the people in Hollywood or stuff like
Yes,
that.
they're all leftists. We get it,
Yeah,
Doug. We get it. All
yeah.
people in Hollywood are
My
leftists, and
point,
then they're
but
all
my
pedophiles.
point is, have you ever seen a conservative? And I'm not even talking about Trump or anything that was in the White House that had an affair. It was all
I
people on the
can't
left.
remember. I can't
Yes,
remember, but I think
Kennedy. There was another one. I can't remember the guy's name. Then you had Bill Clinton.
we're getting
So
a little bit too political, Doug. We're getting a little bit too
I know.
political.
But my
We're getting a
point
little bit too
is,
political.
like, people don't seem to understand, like, like both sides are not perfect. So don't condemn one side, like one side that's leaning on a different belief system, and you got to condemn your own side too. You got to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
it
yeah. I
consistent. That's
totally
my
agree with that.
point.
I agree
That's
with that.
my
Every
point.
side
Yes.
has their own Every side has somebody that's going to do some bad shit, right? Like
Right.
corruption, blah blah blah, pedophilia, blah blah blah, murder, blah blah blah, affair, blah blah blah. Everybody does bad shit sometimes. Some people do worse things than others, right?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And you know, it's just so stupid.
it's
And
just these political streamers are not fucking consistent. They don't call out their side for doing
no, they
something bad.
don't.
The other
And
side did something bad. Fuck them. Get them out of here. And then when the other
right.
side doesn't do something bad, they manufacture it.
All right. And this is what I wanted to ask. Ever since this whole thing when Vaush and Xanderhall had
Oh.
labeled you this, what has happened with your life after prior of this? What,
Yeah, I mean, that's the unfortunate part is that yeah, the compounding negativity that's been brought to bear on me, it's actually pretty impressive. I told Vosh in our very first debate that I wasn't afraid of him, but in hindsight, I probably should have been. Like I I've been fairly fairly um impressed, I guess, by the overwhelming amount of hate, harassment, and abuse that has followed in the wake
mhm.
of Vosh's statements. And like I guess you could expect that to a certain extent. You know, Xander Hall posting my Twitter account and telling people like, you know what to do. Like I guess you can expect
He's
like a
swinging
certain
his
amount.
he's swinging his audience to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
the
he's
dirty
Yeah,
work for him.
brigading.
right,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
that's
he's
which is against TOS, and they should have actually deplatform his ass. But go
yeah, and
ahead.
it's just you know he knows exactly what he's doing. That's why he says the lies that he says. He's trying to come up with the most like malicious, like the most alienating, the most inflammatory, the most like hateable version of events that he could possibly think of, so
Mm.
that you know he increases my culpability by saying like, oh, he knew that they were 14, like, and he did this before in other chats. Like none of that is true, but it all increases the amount of culpability, the amount of guilt that people associate to me for my
Mhm.
actions. He says that he has screen caps, logs, everything. It's incontrovertible. So people think that there's no other side of the story. There's no way that I could have anything that could like possibly debate my way out of this or like prove my innocence because he says it's
Yes.
incontrovertible. So he's
Yeah.
like he does all of these things intentionally because he wants to just like completely, you know, destroy me and then just wipe his hands clean and forget like never be held for to accountability for his lies, you know.
Yeah.
But that's where he was wrong. He finally got held accountable recently. So
Well, that's because, well, yeah, if and a lot of people may not know, well, or a lot of people should
a
know,
lot of people
but
do know about the recent
referring to
story.
that his yeah, when he was accidentally revealed what was in
His
his folders.
folder.
So
Multiple
yeah,
folders, by the way, not just
multiple
one.
folders of lolly and giant
Lolly and
horse
yeah, Lolly
penis,
and
giant horse dicks,
yeah.
which is like he really, and then he tried to, you could even tell he tried to lie his way out of
Yeah.
justifying his, like, oh, I didn't notice that. I
No, this
noticed the giant
motherfucker
horse
said that they were short
penis.
stack goblins. Like he tried to like worm his way
You,
out of like the whole
yeah,
Lolly
you could
thing
even,
with the short
that's how
stack
you
goblin
know.
response. Like, bro, come on.
Right. That's how
Like,
you know he
Yeah.
is a narcissist and he failed miserably because he got his hand caught in the
I want to
cookie
know your
jar.
thoughts
because I got
on that
involved with that
actually.
one because I was the first person to post the clip of him talking about wanting to be a horse because it was fucking cringy and it was funny.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
well
fuck
like
that's
yeah, I
he,
the thing.
yeah,
remember
he
It's
went
that.
on
just
his
like
stream after trying
Hold
to
on, let's
respond to
hear
Ethan Klein.
ExtremeDad. I want to hear his thoughts on this whole
well when he says
situation
Yeah.
like
because
the
we're
whole like
interviewing him.
Yeah.
when
Go
he
ahead.
says that like isn't it he's like, oh, has anybody tried telling them that I want to be the horse? Well, in my mind I'm just like that makes it so much worse. Like
Yes. So you
it's
want to
like
fuck kids while you're a
yeah,
horse? Is that
exactly.
it?
Like I don't know why he thought that that was a defense. Like but then going on and just lying about it and like making up all these like, oh, I thought that I didn't know, I thought she was just a short stack, like blah 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 blah. It's like
With a flat chest, yeah. They're
to
midgets.
to me, like the lying about it is so much worse.
Oh
Like
God.
he said in that
Yeah.
clip, like if he did just own it, I would have retained a little bit more respect for him. But like trying to weasel his way out of it, like he didn't
Right.
know. Of course he
Yeah.
knew. You know what I mean? Like of course he knew. The bullshit that he didn't know, that's so fake. And the
Yeah.
lying to me
Man,
is
he
worse than
downloaded
anything.
multiple
And when
images of this shit. It's
yeah,
like
and
there's
that's
no
the
like
old
accidentally doing it.
exactly,
Weirdo.
and that is the
Weird as fuck.
ultimate karma. And when you saw that Extreme Dad, how did you feel?
I mean, I would like to say that I would like to say that I was happy, but at the same time it's just like you know, there's something really uh unfortunate about that it took this long for and it took this happening for people to want to go against Vaush. Like, you
Yes.
know, I don't really feel a victory in the fact that like because he was exposed and like found out to be this sort of like quasi pedophile of his own, like
Yeah.
like that it took that for people to like start you know saying like, oh hey,
Realizing.
what he did to you was really bad. You
Yes.
know, that I think that's really unfortunate. So I want to be excited about it. I want to be happy, but at the same time, I think that it's really actually kind of sad that it took this happening for people to want to
Yeah.
stand up and go
Yes.
against him.
So in
Yes.
short, it's
Yeah, I agree.
cathartic in a way, but like the damage has been done, and it is what it
Right.
is
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this point.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because but it also, it would make it would you know it makes him lose his own credibility. And the way that he's like, oh come on guys, you can't do this to me, it's election year,
Yeah,
you
that's one of the
can't do
stupidest
this,
defenses I
like
saw for
fuck
Vosh.
you, dude.
Yeah, like
I
all the
mean,
people saying that
I'm
shit,
not
dog.
gonna mention that Joe Biden sniffs kids hairs, but oh never mind. Or that Joe Biden doesn't find his way around, but that's beside the point.
No, that is like the
However,
most idiotic defense, though.
it
Like
is
the
an
whole, it's
idiotic
election
statement.
season and Vosh is really good, and it's like,
He's
bro, I
not
don't,
good.
bro,
He's
no,
an evil
he's
piece of
ruined.
shit.
Like I don't
Oh,
want this
Yeah, and
motherfucker
that's
with horse lolly in his folder telling people how they should fucking vote because, like, bro,
and then
that's just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
it's fucking
disgusting.
hilarious.
Go ahead, Dan.
And also
Go ahead.
someone that would fucking go through such like immoral and fucking
Right.
reprehensible means to silence a political opponent, like as shown.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like
it's
that's
And what
fucking
he did
disgusting,
to
dude.
you, Extreme Dad, is not right. And you got to live your life. You got to take care of your children, and then you lose your job, which is like because of this piece of shit. I mean, I'm not, you know what, you have a right to how you feel about this whole situation. And I give you credit for that, and I respect that. But with him, I'm glad his credibility is destroyed because I think he's an intentional, evil, narcissist piece of shit and a massive, giant dick,
yeah, and I
which
I
he
agree.
agree.
I
is.
mean, and that's the thing is that like the worst part about this is well, the thing is that first of all, it it is evil, it is cruel, it is like completely completely like it, it just unnecessary. Like this
Yeah.
didn't have to happen. This was something that
No, it
he
didn't.
decided to do
This,
out
yeah,
of
it's
it's almost the worst version of itself. It's the
It
worst.
is.
I think it's really as bad as it can be. Like it's the worst thing you could do to somebody. It's motivated purely by political differences and political
Mm,
like a hatred. And I just think that it's really really fucked up. Like that this has gone on so long, and that to this day he hasn't answered for it in a way that like leaves no question as to whether or not there was any truth to it whatsoever. You know, he needs to come out and say once and for all that like, hey, what I said was not true. That like I spoke like in a way that was inflammatory or just he needs to take accountability and let people know
exactly.
the people who still believe this like he needs to let them know that like
yeah, it's
hey
crazy.
what I
Right.
said was not true. What I said happened didn't happen, and I want people to stop harassing him over it. Because it's just fucked up. It's fucked up that still to this day, like people believe it and people like continue to use it against me. I just think that it's really, really sinister, and
Yeah.
And
And
there's
just
some fucking
unfortunate.
parallels to like if you ever seen CIA fucking character assassination, like they can't kill anybody anymore because people will find out. What they do is they make up these fucking lies about people to make the people fucking go against their fucking this a person, right? It's called character assassination. And that's exactly what fucking Vaush did to you. He took it right out of the fucking CIA's fucking playbook. I swear to fucking God, dude.
but
It's
Yeah.
so
Hold
but
on, Dan.
basically
Before you
like
go
some
too
fucking
far
Latin
into that, I
American
can't
fucking.
confirm or deny that the
No, no,
CIA
no.
does
I'm not.
that.
no,
So
he was
yeah,
saying as an
I was
example.
saying that. I was saying this. Look, look, look.
Yeah,
I was
I
saying
know what
that's
you're trying
something
to
that the
say, but yeah,
CIA
be
could do.
careful, Dan.
No, it's literal character assassination, dude. It's like
Yes.
something the CIA would fucking do.
yeah. YouTube's
And
gonna be right
And it's
outside
against
your
a
window,
political
Dan. You better
opponent.
be
It
That is
definitely
careful.
is.
definitely something.
yeah,
That's
It
it is.
definitely is, and I agree. Um,
But
it's
yeah,
fucking crazy.
but
talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go
all
get some
right.
All
water.
right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that
like I was saying, because it is, we're dealing with a narcissist, and a narcissist is the only thing they care about is themselves. That's what
Yeah.
Vosh is.
Yeah,
And
Vosh is one of those
he
guys
does
that just wants to be right. Like it doesn't,
exactly. And he was jealous of
yeah.
Extreme Dad because he was proving
Yeah, he
him
probably
wrong
felt threatened like by
that
his presence in his community. Like
because the whole thing towards anybody that's conservative, they're not evil people. They're just like us with different political differences.
yeah,
There's nothing. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
everybody has their own fucking work and shit in life. We're not fucking the same. We're human. We're different. Actually, I think I know exactly why the fuck this happens. Human beings are still tribal animals by nature. We all associate ourselves in different groups and classes, right? It's kind of like
yeah.
tribes and stuff like that.
But the only
So
difference is we became more dangerous because now we're able to think and do
yeah,
things
yeah,
on a different scale level. Instead of a physical fighting, we're doing
yeah.
political words to assassinate
It,
people's characters.
it really sucks, dude. It really fucking sucks. I, this whole situation is just fucking ridiculous.
Hey, I
I
mean,
agree.
It's
team
all
sports
because of
aspects of like
jealousy and
anything
a
on the
narrative
internet is
being
really
proven
lame.
wrong.
I mean,
Like,
they do the same thing like in on on in the media, in
Yeah,
movies. It's like it's everywhere. It's being
yes,
labeled to that extreme level that, like, come on.
and
it's
I mean,
fucking
hey,
wrong.
as commentators, we kind of take situations like these and we look at both sides, we look at the evidence
Yeah.
and make our own
Exactly.
decisions here. That's what I like about the
Right.
commentary
Hmm.
community. At
Yeah,
least
we can
most
actually fucking
commentators
think for ourselves
do
for the
their
most
due
part.
diligence to like look at the evidence and
Yeah.
objectively come to a final
And I
like a final
right.
like thought about this at least. And it's like
Right.
in this
There's a couple.
situation they kind of fucked
Sorry.
Extreme Dad over really fucking hard for
Yeah,
seemingly just
Yes.
like like at the end of the day petty Discord bullshit. You know what I mean? Like
of course.
Oh, right.
I mean this is as
But
spurgy as it gets.
But the
yeah.
thing about the community is we hear pedophile like from like a influential person and we think it's fucking true. We should be more critical on that
Yeah,
too, to
dog.
be
This
honest.
is like this sounds like a fucking small commentary drama. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like the scale. It's like scaled up because it's in a different
Okay, I've
community
returned.
and it's weighing harder because
Welcome
it's
back,
bigger
Extreme
people
Dad.
in that community.
Welcome
But
back.
this, I was just saying, Extreme Dad, that this whole situation fucking sounds like one of these like small commentary dramas that the three of us see all the time. You know, people smearing each other for clout
Yeah, I
or
mean
like
that's what I
easy
said. He was
W's.
ahead of his time. He
Yeah.
was ahead of his time for sure.
I mean, and you know what? And I do, there were a few people that did try to help you out. I know Tommy C did. He tried his best and he did. He got you on. And Also Willie Mack, it did help as well, exposing what type of a person Vosh is. Apparently he's an evil person. There was another guy, I can't remember his name,
Yeah, the guy that
but
made the Daddy Festo or
Will,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah, that guy. So he did a good job too, which
he did a job.
well, a job, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in the
But
vein of commentary, he kind of just was like laying in the jokes in that video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did his part, but yeah, at the end of the day, like I definitely like don't agree with the end product of that. Like, but I knew from the beginning, like, you
you
know,
did it,
it
yeah.
was more of a hit piece on me than an expose of Bosch. And that's the problem that like that I deal with is that not really anybody wants to step up and like put themselves at direct opposition of Bosch, especially back then. Like
Well,
nobody
now it's
wants
okay,
to
yeah.
yeah,
I
now it's
mean,
okay, but back then, like nobody wanted to chance their credibility like on defending me, which I understand to a certain extent, but it is unfortunate.
Yeah,
yeah, but I never believed for one fucking second that you were a pedophile. I never believed that, and because I never trusted Vosh. Vosh came across as a narcissist, an evil person that has an agenda, because the way his pattern of behavior was, was, I mean, look, he talked a lot about, oh, you can you have sex with minors and all that, like, dude, I understand he's trying to be like a pseudo intellectual intelligent person, but dude, why are you talking like that? That's so fucking weird. And then people would say, oh, they're cutting it out of context and all that. No, well, whether if you know what, maybe they were cutting him out of context, but dude, there's something really weird when you start talking like that and trying to like come off like if they were just a general statement or hypotheticals or whatever. I mean, there's like when you did that so many times, especially, I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, and I will say that like I 100% believe that Vosh is a pedophile. Like I believe that he wants to have sex with kids. Like, but
Yeah,
I'm stating that just based on my own interpretation, my own like
right.
opinion. I don't have any evidence of that. I don't think Vosh has done anything wrong per se, like against kids or to
But I
like
wouldn't have
actually
my
be
kids
on them.
around him,
Yeah, but
basically.
I believe that he is a pedophile, and like I believe that like he does want those things, and I believe that like he does look at Lolly and probably worse. But the only evidence that I have is what's out there already, and I'm not like
Mhm.
accusing him of anything like he did to me. You know,
I mean, and you know what? I wouldn't blame you for, if he would just wanted to go and say, oh, he's this or that. But no, you're handling it very maturely. And I respect that, you know.
I
yeah, man.
You
I
know,
mean, at
mean,
the end of the day, like it's unfortunate, and people give me a lot of shit because it was all I talked about for a long time. But it really needed at least in my opinion, like it really needed to see the light of day. Like people needed to know like about this
right.
just about how fucking callous and cruel and fake and evil he actually is, how sinister he actually can be. And I think
Right.
there's a natural human aversion to like believing that someone could be capable of something like, completely fabricating a story to smear someone as a pedophile knowingly, maliciously,
Hmm.
like intentionally. But unfortunately, like that is the case. That is what happened, and that
Yeah.
is the type of person he is.
It
And
really
make no
does.
mistake, he fucking was perfectly okay with this and like has
Yes.
never attempted to apologize or like go back on anything that he said. The
No.
most I've gotten out of him is a fake ass like blaming me for everything that happened on Wickstream.
Right,
Like snuck in
because
there.
because that's what a narcissist does. He'll say, "Well, yeah, it shouldn't have gotten like this, but but he did this, he did that." Like it's a fake ass of attempt of an attention to correct something, but then you make it about yourself because of something that is not true. Because you know what, you got to own the fuck up. When you fucked up, you have to own it, which is it's hard, but you have to just like rip it off like a band-aid. You know what, you fucked up, you have to own it.
Right, right.
And
And that's all that I want out of him is him to just own it, just to like take accountability. And he could do that publicly or privately, but it has to happen. Like
but the
for
problem
me,
is he ain't gonna do it. That's the
I know.
reality,
And
and you
so his
know it.
lies persist, it perpetuates, people still believe it. He leaves me to suffer in the wake of his own like
Demise.
intentional malice because
Yes.
he doesn't have the fucking balls or the strength or the fucking character to stand up and say, "Hey, I did something wrong and it needs to stop."
He's an
Like,
Yeah.
evil short man. That's what he is.
yeah.
He's short. When I mean, not fit. I'm not saying he's physically short, but he's short inside. That's the type of person he is, and he got what he deserved when he exposed what he had saved on his computer. And then talking about another person that offended him so hard, which made no fucking sense. Never interacted with him, never be friends with
It
him,
always comes
but
back to old
at the
Tippy.
tip, yeah,
Mhm.
Mr.
Yeah.
Dumbass Tipster. But the point is, I do want to ask, ever since, like, how is your life now? Everything working out okay for you? I mean, besides this whole fucking thing on the internet, you know, if
Um,
you,
well, I mean, like, I don't want to bring anybody down, but some things could be certainly going better these days.
yeah.
You know, but it is what it is, and you know,
So,
I'm certainly a survivor. Like, I'll be okay, but
okay. I mean,
oh, but like as far as the internet goes, like, things have kind of calmed down a little bit, but I definitely still like anywhere I go or any like thing I try to do online, like people definitely
mhm,
bring it up. Nowadays, like it's a lot more like people who know that it was a lie and like are a little bit
yes.
more on my side. So that's getting
Yeah.
better with time,
Yeah,
especially
like
because of the
Okay,
Willie
good.
Mack video.
yeah, it was really
Oh yeah.
civil
So
when we met you in the now recording Discord, like
Yeah.
what 3 weeks, a
Yeah.
month ago, maybe Dan and I.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
I mean
like
those
yeah, people were receiving you fairly okay. I mean, no one was
yeah, yeah,
saying
yeah.
anything crazy to you. It was just chill.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And
and like, yeah, go ahead.
I've definitely like I've gotten into a few more blunders like now that were my own fault.
Mhm.
So I've kind of taken away the importance or the significance of this entire thing. But
Yeah.
there's still a lot of people who truly believe that it happened and truly believe that, and even the people who like don't necessarily like believe it, they think that there's some element of truth to it. They think that there's something that actually
Right,
took
because
place
there's
and
that
they're
stigma. That
yes, exactly.
stigma that will still, even you have proven and you have the receipts of the full conversation that it's not even true, that stigma, the stink
Right.
that is going to be on you, because that's still going to be in the back of the people's mind. And I don't blame people for that, but it's unfair. It's
Right, and that's
unfair
why
to
he needs to
you.
come out and just say like, "Hey, this isn't true. This didn't happen." And he needs to just set it right.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
unfortunate. I don't think he's going to, because the type of person he is, he will never admit that he was wrong. Just like he tried to
Right.
justify the whole fucking lolly shit was so bad, and
Oh
everything,
God.
like, I could just imagine he tried to go like try to rehearse this in his head how it would go, or he just went off the cuff, because it was so bad, inexcusable. He called it like, oh, I thought they were goblins. So wait, you wanted to be a horse, with a giant horse with a big dick, to fuck goblins? What?
No, like nah. He said in that one clip though, like he wants to be the horse and fuck a human woman, which is like it's easier to call him a zoophile than it is to call him a pedophile. Like
More
when
like a
he's saying some
jackass,
shit
but
like
that's
that,
just,
but it's
yeah,
just like
more like a
still
jackass, but that's something else.
yeah, it's just really like kind of disturbing in the first place.
It is
if you're like
disturbing.
if you're like a person that watches like political debates or whatever, because he's like invoking
Right.
fucking, you know, like the morals of CP and pedophilia and shit to
Right,
like prove his
yeah.
arguments, which is
And then
fucking
everything,
stupid. And
right?
and
Everything that he talked about, all of that, the stuff.
like, pardon my language here, is frankly fucking retarded. Like, it's really,
Exactly.
really retarded. Like,
Oh, yeah, everything that he discussed with the sexualizing, like, should you have sex with minors or
like he
should you
got
have
fucking shat
CP?
on in a debate with vegan gains because he fucking, you know, brought that shit up. It's like, you're making vegan gains look like a fucking reasonable person.
Oh no! Oh, two
But
narcissists.
but
Okay,
overall,
man.
with this whole situation, I just want to say
That
there's
was,
one thing
yeah.
that. Hold on, one
And
second.
like I said, I'm gonna say this. You know what? I know you may never get this, Extreme Dad from Vaush, but I am sorry that you had to go through all of this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sorry, my nephew kind of walked into the office, the studio here. But
Oh, I didn't
what?
notice,
Yeah,
but okay.
but what I was trying to say is there's like one thing about this whole situation that, as criticism, that I say, and that's
Mhm.
just I would have stopped engaging at the point where they're asking about, you know, being tied up, because like this is a
Yeah,
stranger on the internet. You don't really know them all that
right.
well. Like, even if they sound one way, they could be faking that shit. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
just like,
I
you
I
got to
do.
be careful with strangers on the fucking
Yeah, I
internet.
do want to. Yeah, you know what? That's a good question.
Yeah.
That is a good point,
And
Lamp.
for those in the
I
audience,
want to
like,
ask.
if somebody that you don't really know that well fucking hits you in DMs and starts asking weird questions, questions,
Yeah,
like,
but
just
there's
don't
nothing
engage
wrong
with
with
it.
anything that I said, and
Yeah,
No,
you
you
there
didn't
can
say
really
shoot me
anything
a
out
wasn't.
of
ticket if you
pocket,
want.
which makes
Yeah,
this
I
like
didn't do
really
anything
goofy.
wrong, and there's nothing wrong with anything that I said. Obviously, if the person has malicious intent and they're gonna set you up to make you look bad, like, yeah, you can keep that in mind. But at the end of the day, like, if Vosh hadn't totally fabricated what was in the DMs and like lied about
Yeah.
them, this would have
Yeah,
never happened. And
Yeah,
like,
he misconstrued
exactly.
and misrepresented the situation in its entirety to smear you and like remove you as his like political opponent.
And I
It's
do
really
want
stupid.
to. I do want to ask you, Extreme Dad, were you new to coming into Discord and all that stuff? Not
yeah,
saying it.
definitely. Like,
Okay.
I was really new to online spaces at the time, and like, it was a new. I certainly nowadays, like, I wouldn't probably engage the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of learned that
But
lesson the hard way. Like,
Yeah.
you know, keep
Unfortunately, that this.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Go
length
ahead.
of the engagement was a little longer than I would have been comfortable with, but you didn't say anything out of pocket at the end of the day that would warrant you
right,
getting
Yeah.
canceled or ran
And
off
it
or
does
anything.
come off like a joke in a way when you get it in the full context. But
Yeah, kind
other
of.
than that, but it is yeah, it could come off cringe, but it could that leaves up into interpretation. But yeah, it didn't really wasn't that explicit, and you kept it very diplomatic, and then saying, I don't engage in the sexual stuff, and then she says she likes that, which is very weird. So I don't know, and then you just like, no, I'm not into that. Then you ask how old she is, which I don't even think she's
Yeah, at the end of
14.
the day, this is a trap. This is a gay op, and it's
yeah,
like,
exactly. That's exactly what it is. A gay op, and by a 27-year-old trans person who hates right wingers, and like,
Yes,
yeah, and I
and
can prove that by hold on, wait for it, wait
uh,
for it. Um, do 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 do. Hold on, keep waiting. Here it is.
okay,
All
what is
right,
it?
all right, all right. Right here, boom.
What? Hold on. Oh, okay. Let me open link. All right, and then I'll share screen it.
but
All right, hold on one sec. So let me go back here. Yeah, all right. Share screen. Boom, boom. Everybody
I
get
see
in.
this. I want to see this.
Yeah. All right. Oh, what's this? At one, they wouldn't be my friend anymore. Two, I didn't set anyone up. I tell people that so they don't send me porn. You said in voice you were trying to set up right wingers. I said when I came into these right wing servers, I tell people that I'm 14, and if people try to be sexual with me, I set them up. The original reason is not to get DM'd porn, and if someone tries to, I take them down. What? So me being 14 isn't yes, it is. But oftentimes people try sexual shit with me. I'm generally nice to everyone, but just because I'm nice doesn't mean I'm going to be friends with someone. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I am
also
sorry.
That's
inconsistencies
fucking
here.
whack.
Inconsistencies. They
Yeah.
say that they tell them that they're 14 first, but clearly with the logs, we've seen them. The revelation of the age wasn't a thing until after they came in there, like
Well, and the
saying
entire like
sexual shit.
principle of like
Yeah,
yeah,
like
the entire
they brought up the
idea that
sexual
you're
shit
saying
and
this
then they say it after. Like that's
like the
inconsistent
idea
with
you're
what
gonna
they're
say
saying
this so you
there.
don't get DM'd porn, like it's ridiculous. Like who's going around DMing people porn anyway? That's such a cope. They didn't want to look bad. They didn't want to look like this evil person who like ruined my life. But unfortunately they are. Like they are just a totally BPD crazy, like really like bad person. And at the end of the day, like you just gotta own that shit. This is them coping, like trying to act like there's some like good reason why they go around trying to set people up, but there isn't. They hate right wingers. They wanted to make me look bad because they knew I was a conservative, and they did.
Yeah, like I just pointed out the inconsistency with what they were saying there in that DM exchange with you compared to the logs themselves. Like they're saying that they tell people they're 14 before, but then in that log
Exactly,
between
exactly.
her and you, she doesn't bring it up until after she started with the sexual shit anyway, trying to bait you into it. You didn't fucking go gung ho into it and say something fucking really, really raunchy or disgusting. You just kind of you just kind of
Exactly, yeah.
prattled on and didn't say anything like crazy that would get you canceled, more or less. You
Yeah, and
know, given the
it's
full
just
context.
ridiculous. And they act like they aren't responsible for what happened, but they totally are. I mean, they just wanted to make me look like a pedophile, and even though I didn't take the bait, and even though I didn't do anything wrong, they ran with it anyway. And Vaush, Xanderhall, Hyena, Evelyn, like they all knew that they could get away with smearing me as a pedophile because I was a right
All
winger,
right, I'm back.
and they keep saying like
What,
all conservatives are pedophiles. Basically,
what
they
is
knew
this?
they could get away with this, and so they did it.
Yeah, it's just
And
silencing the opposition with like I said at the beginning, like an easy removal tool for
exactly,
political opponents because it's like it's one of those acts that's over the top and way so out of pocket that you can't come back from it if you're like proven
exactly, yeah, and that's
to
what,
have
and they
done
didn't
it.
want me
But they
to. They
didn't.
wanted me
Yeah, but they didn't
gone.
even fucking show the
Okay.
receipts and prove it. That's the worst part.
No, they didn't because Vosh
Because the
had the
full logs
clout and
made,
everything.
the
Yes.
full logs vindicate the, Extreme Dad here, and it's like
All right.
fucking
Let
really
me show
stupid.
you this next one right here. This DM that Extreme Dad sent me.
Oh yeah, and
So
this is just Evelyn reaching out to Hyena Vosh's girlfriend and like kind of like saying this stuff that also is untrue. But anyway, I was just proving that
yeah, I like Cyrus. She's very kind
Evelyn
and
is
Evelyn.
Evelyn. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, very and not a conservative. Okay, yeah. In text, yeah. Prior to this VC, I told him 3 times I was 14, though, and then he hit on me, so I moved it into DMs. Unfortunately, I don't have that VC stuff, but a few people were there. Mister who?
I have no idea.
being one, I don't know who this ass is, but anyhow, the reason is blued up. Can't even say grammar right, is because of people remembering me saying it was a well. He was in voice chat so much, but we don't have more hard evidence than this.
And
Oh,
actually, the
weird.
exact opposite of that is true. Like the people that were there that day say that they don't remember her saying that she was 14. Like,
Exactly.
and of course she didn't say that. Like that's a retcon that she's trying to do, like to try and make it seem like there was a reason why she DM'd me like that. But there wasn't any reason beyond she hates right wingers and she wanted to set me up.
Also, if they have, they're
what did
saying that
this right?
they told
Yeah, go ahead.
Extreme Dad that they were 14 in the server before going in VC. Like, where are the fucking screenshots and the screen caps and logs of that? Like, where's that
Yeah,
at?
it didn't happen. It's ridiculous. And I'm like I
Yeah,
say here,
like
it's like if they had
where's
said
the
that,
logs for that? Like, it's just
if they were
really fucking
operating under
bad
the
faith to
idea
be like throwing this out
Yeah.
there without the logs.
Yeah,
if they
go
were
ahead.
operating under the idea that I knew that they were 14, they wouldn't have said it the way that they did in text chat.
Exactly. And you said, oh, weird. This is so strange because totally, if someone said that they were 14 3 different times, they would then use that chat dialogue tree to allude and bait the whole age thing. By the way, this is an adult.
So yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
that's I think that about
God.
covers it. I mean,
Yeah, that's about
I
it.
certainly if you have any questions, I'm here for them.
Okay. I think I'm pretty much satisfied. What about you, Lamp or Dan?
I mean, like I said, like the only criticism I really have of like the whole situation is like I wouldn't have like dove into the conversation much further after they
With
said
the
the shit
role
about
play,
tying
yeah.
up. Like, yeah, it's like they started the DM exchange. They're being really fucking weird,
The
and
only,
this is
yeah,
inherently like a like a Discord full of people that may
right.
seek to antagonize
Especially,
you in like
yeah,
political views. It's like it's not
Yeah,
really a
and
good
definitely
idea to
hindsight's
engage too
2020.
far. Yeah.
yeah,
But
but
I was like in a new space that was hostile to me. I kind of wanted to go along to get along. Like I was trying to like not ruffle any feathers. So like I thought that I
I
was trying to
just,
be nice. But at
yeah,
the end of
I
the day,
know,
like that backfired and hindsight's 2020. I obviously wouldn't do it again, but and you're
right,
probably right. I should have cut it off. I would have been a lot better off, but I didn't,
yeah,
unfortunately. And
Yeah, and like
and
for the
what are you
right,
people
gonna
in the audience that watch this, like, if you go into like unfamiliar territory out there on the
exactly,
internet, this goes for like anywhere, whether it be like Discord, Twitter, fucking Twitch, wherever. Don't really like go
engage
hog
in any type
wild
of,
and like give out a bunch of personal information or like go
right,
on some like go like on the flirting stuff like right away
yeah, not right away, yeah, never right
because like the
away
internet
unless you
is
get to
really,
know them
yeah,
is
it's like,
vicious
yeah, you really
and
don't know who
vindictive,
like what you're dealing with out here on the internet,
right,
like until you actually
Yeah,
get to
definitely.
know the person.
You don't
It's
know what
like,
you're dealing with, that's for sure.
yeah, like you don't know
exactly.
what you're dealing with and you got to
Never.
be careful.
Right. Hey, Dan, do you have anything to say?
No, pretty sure everything I've wanted to talk about has been talked about here. I just want to say thank you for coming on, Extreme Dad. It's been a
Yeah,
long time
thank
in the
you so
making.
much. So, yeah, we're gonna about wrap this up because I got some stuff I have to do.
Yeah.
But that was another edition of Conversation Street. I'm your host, Dragon Kobu, Doug, and my co-host Lamp and Dan,
Hold on,
and
I
our
got a perfect outro for this one. Okay, Doug, I've
all
got
right,
this one, dude.
all right, yeah,
Let's
because
So
we
do it.
don't have alpha here.
we are in our fucking Chevy Camaro passing a Mustang on Conversation Street. Thank you all for watching.